Welcome to Starfield Wiki. Today we shall look at all the player homes and how to acquire them. Spoilers are kept to a minimum. Free housing, non-customizable homes, missables and quest reward housing, which you do not have to pay for but have special prerequisites, will also be mentioned below the others. Let's start with the player home most people purchase first. This is the Well apartment in New Atlantis within the Alpha Centauri star system. Purchasing it from Zora Sangweni, a real estate agent located at Aphelion Realty within Mast District, New Atlantis, requires United Colonies citizenship, which itself can be attained either by selecting United Colonies native trait or earned in-game, normally by enlisting in the UC Vanguard. Costing 30,000 credits, it is the second cheapest player home that you can spend your credits on. The location is however fairly convenient, with a bar underneath, a doctor, trade authority and other merchants in close vicinity, making it very suitable for a newly growing player. Small and cozy. It is customizable, but it isn't very fancy, nor does it make you feel like a true full New Atlantis citizen. The customization mechanic is initiated by interacting with the Decorate intercom-like device in any of your properties that allows customizations. The Stretch apartment is a midtown apartment in Aquila City in the Cheyenne star system and can be purchased at any time from the NPC Ungorup Tate. Follow the path shown on the screen on how to get to him and how to get to the Stretch apartment from his location. You will have to bear left from the central building, The Rock. It costs 45,000 credits and the apartment overlooks the people living below in the Stretch, where that area is economically equivalent to that of the Well in New Atlantis. The home is fairly decent. It is fully customizable, and given that Aquila City is a much smaller city than New Atlantis, necessary merchants are all in very close proximity. Equally, the core residence or the core manor in Aquila City can also be purchased from the same NPC Ungorup Tate. The core residence is located just next to Mr. Tate. Fully customizable, and just like the previous apartment, the merchants are located very close by due to the size of the city. The price is 78,000 credits and it is a much better house than the previous Stretch apartment. Once you understand the maze layout of the city, you can reach most merchants from the apartment within a few seconds. Neon City in Volai star system provides both the cheapest and the most expensive player houses in the game. First, we shall look at the Sleep Grid Unit A-003, which can be purchased from Isna Sundararaman in the Ebside district for 6,500 credits. Follow the path shown on the screen on how to get to her and how to locate the Sleep Crate home. If there is a player home that looks most like a prison cell, it's this one. It's a micro-dwelling furnished with all the bed, sink, toilet, etc. all in a very tiny amount of space. If the looks of the player homes are not that important and you just need a place to rest and call your own within Neon City for very cheap, this is your option. In contrast, the Sky Suite is a luxurious penthouse located within the Trade Tower in Neon's Central District. It can be purchased for 235,000 credits from Boone Morgan, the bartender within the Astral Lounge. If you have the credits and want to live that high-rise, affluent lifestyle, this is the one to go for. Customizable, and with the cyberpunk-esque view of the Neon City below from the balcony, it is indeed a very grand penthouse for the top syndicate. Now let's consider player housing rewarded for free upon completion of certain quests. The first player home is the room within the Constellation Lodge in New Atlantis, which is unlocked very early in the game after the completion of the first mission, One Small Step. There is an infinite storage box within the room and even more below in the basement, where you can not only sort your inventory into multiple infinite storage boxes, but you also have access to all the crafting stations. Most players have this lodge as their main player home, even though the lodge is already furnished and you can't renovate it to your desire as you would in other customizable player homes. It is still free and even has a fast travel marker just outside the lodge. As New Atlantis' massive access to merchants is however limited, as you have to travel a fair amount of distance within the city to access all the shops. Another quest reward player housing is the Mercury Tower Penthouse. It is another fully customizable luxurious player home within New Atlantis. Located at the top of the Mercury Tower in the residential district, it even has a balcony which provides a beautiful view of the city below. This fancy penthouse is rewarded upon completion of the UC Vanguard questline as you become a Class 1 citizen of New Atlantis, and it also does not cost you any credits. It does indeed make you feel like an important citizen of New Atlantis. These were the main player homes you have access to within the game at any time. Bonus content, let's also consider rooms or houses that are missable, whether it's through faction ending outcomes or by not picking specific traits at the beginning of the game. Room within the key space station in the Krix star system is rewarded upon completion of all the Crimson Fleet missions whilst siding with them. The room is located within the captain's quarters as shown on the screen, which is located just underneath Delgado's room. The room is small but looks cool and is customizable. It is also very convenient as you can sell your illicit goods and trade with other merchants, all placed in very close proximity within the space station. Fulfill your space pirate life by siding with the Crimson Fleet to the end. If you picked the kid stuff trait at the beginning of the game, you have access to a room within your parents' apartment in the Pioneer Tower in New Atlantis. You will be automatically sending 2% of your credits home to your parents every week. The quest for traits you picked during character creation will initiate as soon as you complete the first mission, One Small Step, after which you can set the mission pointer and follow the path to reach the player home. Already furnished, it is a very nice cozy apartment with your parents. If you pick the Dream Home trait during character customization, you can own yet another deluxe and grand fully customizable player home in Planet Ness or in the Olympus star system. It is indeed one of the best player homes, and I regret not having picked this trait in my main game. It does, however, come with a 125,000 credit mortgage with a minimum payment of 500 credits every week for the player to be able to enter the property, where it will be inaccessible until the player resumes payment. Clearing the 125,000 credit mortgage will allow the player permanent access to the property. It is one of the biggest and the nicest player homes, and indeed a true dream home as the trait suggests. However, it is located on a very remote, faraway planet, making it much more difficult to reach other places and merchants in a convenient manner. Other notable player homes can technically be the ships you live in and the outposts you build. Players can even decide to not purchase or acquire any of the aforementioned houses and just live within the ships or outposts that they build from scratch. Ships can be purchased and upgraded through ship vendors, and many good ships with all the player home necessities such as multiple beds, crafting stations, etc. can also be found throughout Starfield or be rewarded with upon completion of certain missions. The outposts can be built and customized to be habitable on any planet's unoccupied space. Certain perks, however, are required to build in extreme environment planets or moons or to increase the total number of outposts you can build. That concludes this video. I hope it was useful. Do check out our other videos on our channel and visit our website for more information. With that being said, like and subscribe to Starfield Wiki, home for everything Starfield.